Welcome everybody to another episode. Last week we opened up Line Drive AA baseball cards, as you can see here. Got some nice hits. But this week we're going to go on to AAA. AAA this week. Some big names in there. Bernie Williams. Mike Messina was in this release. And we'll see who else is in here. Some big names, hopefully, and Brian Jordan was a big name back then. Let's see what we pick out from AAA. And again, thank you all for your support, your likes. And let's see what we pull out of AAA baseball this time around. Okay. Go with the first stack, get out of the way. Not sure who's in this product. I know Bernie, Mike Messina, and let's see who else is in here. And we're going to start off with Jeff Musselman from the Taconic Tigers. This is AAA. A lot of you guys might make it. We'll see. Rodney Imes, Freddie Benavides, Kevin Peterson, Henry Rodriguez was a big name back then. Henry Rodriguez, Lonnie Macklin, Stan Clark, Jim Essian, Darren Gardner, Dan Smith, Lance Dickerson, and Laddie Renfro. Like I said last week, some of these names back then were just, I can't believe some of these names. Laddie Renfro, what a name. Jeff Nelly, David Walters, Jeff Rublut, Jackie Brown, Doug Davis, Lee Stevens, Kevin Burdick, Will Taylor, Evan Maglianis, Chris Jellick, Luis Lopez, Rod Tingley, and Tim McIntosh. And that pack. Again, thank you all for like and subscribe. Jerry Shunk, Yorkie Perez, Rocket Wheeler, what a name, Rocket Wheeler, Dan Henley, Rick Rojas, Steve Hetch, Andy Moda, Cesar Bertnard, Daryl Coles, Tito Stewart, Andalhar Cedeno, and Greg Ritchie ends that pack. Carlos Garcia starts off now. Let's see here. Followed by Tom Edens, Rick Reed, Ruben Amari, Gary DiCercina, Dan Walters, Derek Lindquist, name that I remember from back then. Charlie Manuel was a big manager here. Charlie Manuel. Let's have Charlie Manuel off to the side here. Good name. Darren Bellarino, Mario Gazzo. Sorry guys, button. Mario Gazzo, Jarvis Brown, and Brian Fish. Looking for the Bernie. Looking for Mike Messina, as I believe is in this pack. Derek Jeter was a 92, so he's not in here. Jerry Goff. Kenny Lofton. Nice little name there. Played for the Indians. Kenny Lofton's a nice name. Bobby Skinner, Jeff Carter, John Vanderwall, Brian Bowen, Mike Thurmond, Kevin Burse, Scott Brocious, Yankee, played for the, he was a Yankee, played for the Oakland A's, nice card there. Greg Perkshett, Doug Jennings, another name, Big Destin, and Kip Gross. So we got a couple names that were a couple good cards. Still looking for the bigger names in there, but let's continue on here with Efron Valdez, Scott Kuba, Brian Johnson, Paul Abbott, Doug Henry, Paul Sorrento, the name I recall, played for the Yankees, Mark Eberle, George Canal. We have Lamar Johnson and Don Rowe, David Haas, Kevin Ritz, and Israel Sanchez. Still got a lot more rip packs to go, guys. Hoping to hit some more big names. Sean Hare starts us off from the Toledo Mud Hens. Johnny Paradas. Flip the which way around here. David Segui, another name I remember. Jason Moss. Got Mike Young and Dick Bossman. Chuck Jackson. Wade Taylor. Mickey Morandini from the Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Mickey Morandini. Emilio Sorrento. Rich Armall. Sean Jeter, not the Jeter that we want, and Andy Tomberlin. Continuing on here. So far, Brocious and Lofton, they're good games we've picked so far. I'm probably going to go into my PC. Names I remember. John Oliva, Saw. Danny Heap, Pat Rice, Todd Hanley, Terry McGriff. And I'm not sure if that's Fred McGriff's brother. Someone can let me know down below. I'm not sure. Might be Fred McGriff's brother. Dave Engel, I'm sorry. Craig Colbert. Mel Houston. Mike Chappell. Mike Remlinger. Brett Barbary and Kevin Campbell. Don Sporks, Tim Mosser, Bob Eralt, Bill Dancy, Juan Guzman, name I remember very good, Glenn Wilson, Tom Quinnell, Kelly Mann, Mike Bell, Kurt Hassler, Alfonso Powell, and Jerry Golf, I'm sorry. I know last video I got some names off, so I'm trying to do a little pronunciation a little bit better and paying attention a little bit more, guys. Sorry about that from the previous videos. Francisco Oliveries. Get Wilfred Cordero. Mike Bordick, the name that I recall. Bob Nelson, Jeff Pico, Angel Gonzalez, Pat Waring, Pete McCracken, Jose Offerman, good name back then, Omar Oliveris, Rob Brewer, and Steve Wilson. One stack to go. 3, 1 stack down, 3 to go. John Caglialicio. Darren Lewis is a name. Dana Rendor. Gary Cooper. John Seguria. Jim Wilson. Apolinar Garcia. Marv Foley. Will Shock. Keith Lockhart. Adam Casales. And Rob Lopez. And that first pack of stack number 2. Brian Johnson starts us off. Paul Abbott, Doug Henry, Paul Sorrento, Mike Eberly. Looks like we have a George Canal. Looks like we have a pack from before here. I'm not going to go Pat Kelly, though. He played for the Yankees for several years. Dave Lynch, Rick Lantillotti, Larry Schickles, Robbie Moore, Doug Sanella, Tommy Dunbar, Raceoff, Orlando Mercedo, Blas Minor, Bob Zubek, Edgar Nevada, and Mike York. Look at that. What is he looking at? Look like a little hillbilly redneck type thing. Stick this stack off to the side here, guys. Get some room here. Joe Redfield starts off. Kyle Abbott, the name back then. Mark Davis, Jim Vatcher, Dean Gelly, Rick Adair, and Jim Gabriel, Oscar Azar, Steve Cummings. Alright, guys. JT Barrett, Noresco Avere, Victor Rodriguez, and Tony Chance. But let's take a chance right now and see if we can pull another big name here out of these packs. There's, I believe, Bernie, and like I said, Mike Messina's in here. We'll see if we can pull them. Roberto Hernandez, Steve Springer, Jeremy Kremers, Javier Ortiz, Mario Brito, Mark Dewey, Rager Shines, Terry Clark, Rick Rodriguez, Dwayne Espy, Dan Eskew, and Ron Stevens. Jose Offerman again. Took it Jose Offerman. Let's set him off to the side again. Omar Levis, Rob Brewer, Steve Wilson, Nick Cara, Tommy Thompson, Steve Carter, Chuck Mount, Tony Scruggs, Dave Hansen, Tom Barrett, and Dan O'Neill. We're starting to see some dupes. Not many, but Steve Adkins, Chris Howard, Andy Stankiewicz, Louis Meadows, Kim Batista, Floyd Rayford, Jim Wright, Pat Penkin, Matt Turner. Alex Sanchez was a big name back in the day. Tom McCarthy and John Alva. Packs are ripping pretty good down the middle there. Chris Crone starts it off. Reed Peters, Willie Blair, Tim Scott, Dave Otto, Jeremy Hernandez, Mark Lewis, Mark Wazinger, Jeff Kaiser, Carl Willis, Chito Martinez, and Jim Davis. And the final pack of stack number 2 as we move right along here. DJ D.L. Smith starts it off. Charlie Montoya, Phil Clark, Mark Wagner, Rolf Truffle, Luis Mercedes, Keith Hughes, Steve Howe, Alan Cockrell, Carlos Rodriguez, Greg Legg, Sal Axtotoni, and Ray Seeger. End stack number 2. With 2 stacks to go, guys. Still haven't picked up any of the big names. We do have a couple here, but see if we can pick up a bigger name. Maybe they're not in there, but we'll still see. Joel Johnstown, Hector Wagner, Jacob Brumfield, Steve Swisher, Manny Hernandez, Tim Magran, Carlos Garcia, Tom Edens, Rick Reed, Ruben Amaro, Garcia DiCino, and Dan Walters for the second time. Danny Heap again starts us off. Pat Rice, Todd Hanley, Terry McGriff, Danny Nagel, Craig Colbert. We're seeing some dupes here. Mike Chappell, Mike Rumlinger, Brett Barbary, and Kevin Campbell. Stay tuned, guys, for more content coming up next couple weeks. Mark Later, guys. Mark Later. Mike Munez, Mike Linsky, Rick Martolino, Rob Woodward. And at the end of the strip up, guys, we'll tell you what's going on in the next week. There we are, guys. Big name right there. Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams. Probably one of the bigger names here in this. Probably one of the bigger names here. Bernie Williams. Nice car there. Wally Ritchie. Darren Fletcher was a big name back then. David Brundridge and Bob McDonald. So we did pull the Bernie Williams. Probably the big card here so far today. Mike Messina is still out there. So let's see if we can pull the Mike Messina. Another Bernie would be great. Derek Bell. Derek Bell was another big name from the 90s. So put him over. He's a good name. Bruce DeCanton and Sonny Jackson. Domingo Martinez. Brian Hunter. Or Brian L. Hunter, I believe. Played with the Braves for years. Good name right there. John Davis. Tom Dress. And Tino Martinez. Look at that. Another big Yankee. Tino Martinez. So the big names are coming out here, guys. The big names are coming out. We're pulling the big names now. Still have not seen Mike Messina. Let's see if we can't pull him here eventually. Scott Cooper, Mickey Pena. I'm not going to go through all the names here, guys. We're just going to... Todd Hundley was a big name. Tim Meeks. Cecil Apsby. Chip Hale. So we pulled the Bernie. I didn't expect Tino to be in there, but we pulled Tino. And we pulled Derek. Derek Bell was a big name from back then too, guys. So we're pulling some big names. Darren Lindquist, who we've seen already. Charlie Manuel was already in the good pile. Mario Gazzo. And looks like this is a pack we've seen before here. James Austin, Jim Orlando, Mike Dalton, Joe Sparks. Rich Sheed, Brad Komusvik, Charlie Mitchell, Glenn Abbott, Donnie Scott, Greg Smith. Nothing too notable here. I think next week, guys, we'll be going through our Slater sports card box that I get every month. So stay tuned for that. That'll be next week's, that'll be the following week's video, next week's video. So some big names there. It's Sprague with a name. I think we have a pack that some names we haven't seen yet. Ed Vansberg, Quinn Mack, Scott Service, who is manager now, Kurt Brown, Gil Heredia, there's Scott Service, who I'm thinking of, and Carlos Colombian. Alright, guys, last stack. Let's see what we can get here. The one card I have not seen yet is the, I think Mike Messina is in there. I've not seen him yet, but we're getting the tail end here. We got some big names, so let's see if we can't pull some more big names here. Mike Gardner, Phil Plantier was the name that I recall. Stu Cole, Julio Valerio. These are some names we've seen before, nothing too notable here. Some new names, but good, guys. Like I've always said, if I've missed a card or missed an error card or something like that, please leave a comment down below and let me know and pull back out. I sometimes miss a lot. We're getting some new names here, but nothing too Russ McGiggins. I think I pronounce that. Six packs to go, guys. 6 packs to go. See if we can't pull another big name out here. Roberto Zambrano. Not the Zambrano that we all know. Terry Gilmore. Wayne Kirby. Max Aurelius. Lenny Webster. Some names that we just haven't seen yet. Still coming. So there is... Again, guys, I believe Mike Messina is in here, but I could be wrong. But we did pull one of the bigger ones, Bernie. Bernie is Dave Bubba. We did pull the Bernie and Tino Martinez. So we did pull those two. Pulled a couple Jose Offerman and Derek Bell and Kenny Lofton. Names that are big names. A lot of some Yankees, to be honest with you. Orlando Merced made it to the major. Jeff Bannister was another major leaguer. 3 packs to go, guys. 3 packs to go on this rip. John Wetland was a big name back then. John Wetland. I think he's a pitching coach now. So we are seeing names that we haven't seen yet. Which is good. Set these off to the side. Throw in the box there. And 2 packs to go, guys. 2 packs to go. Still getting Tom Goodwin, I believe I remember that name. Luis Aguilera, Kevin Morton, Bob Hamlin, Tim Sepra, Scott Perry. Some names that, again, haven't really came up yet, which is good. Tim Drummond. So can we have a little last pack magic? Last pack magic. No sign of the Mike Messina that I believe is in here yet, but let's see what we get in the last pack. Do we have a little last pack magic? We start with Alan Mills, who a name I remember, Greg Baggini, Calvin Jones, Jim Wallander, Julio Perigo, Rocky Ellie, what a name. That's Grant Wilkes-Barre, Rick Balbone, Doug Litton, John Susky, John Shea, Dan Poley, and we end with Bob Baylor. So no Mike Messina, guys. Did not see Mike Messina card in here, but we did pull some big names here. We picked up there on the end. Pulled Tino Martinez, who was at the Calgary Cannons, which was good. Derek Bell was a name, big name back then. Derek Bell, and probably the big name, Bernie Williams. Probably the big name back in the, probably the best card there so far. A whole couple Jose Offermans. Scott Brocious. Kenny Lofton. Another good name. And Charlie Manuel, who, all-time great manager. But Bernie Williams, best card we got. Again, I want to thank you guys for your support. Please follow, like, and share. And let me know if you want to see anything else. Next time, we will be going over Slater Sports Cards. Packs from the 90s and the 80s. So that's next. That's next time, and we'll see you on the next one.